You can call me stupid, listen, you can call me cheap. You can say I'm lazy, you can say I'm weak.
All right, so I was asked by a couple subscribers how to get a good deal on a car. One gentleman had the same situation. He bought an SXT, and 5 or 6 months later, he wants out of it. He wants to get now an RT, and I told him, no, get the Scat Pack. It's well worth the little bit more money to get the lot more horsepower. But let me just share, I don't believe that I am the guru on getting good deal on cars. I am an impulse buyer. I've owned somewhere around 35, 40 cars in my lifetime. Most of the time when I walk into a dealership, I just lay down and say, sign me up. I just want out with the car. I love cars, never met one I didn't like. And certainly with these Challengers, I love them. So when I saw that RT, 8 o'clock at night one night, I said, get me out of here, 30 minutes or less. And I'm buying the car, and I left in it. Should have done more research, and yes, you're all right, stupid. I get it, I made some mistakes, but I think I learned from that mistake, and when I bought this car, I did a lot more research, I did a lot more digging, and I visited quite a few dealerships. So I'm going to share just a few ideas that I think will help you save some money on a car, and where I was able to save a significant amount and literally beat 3 or 4 other dealerships out on price by handling it this way. So first mistake you make if you're shopping for a car, I believe, is searching on the weekends. If you're there on a Saturday or Sunday, let me tell you, the best salespeople they've got are working on the weekend. That's it. You want someone who's going to probably outsell you, they're going to be working on the weekend, or even in the evenings. So what I figured out is, having traveled probably 4 dealerships on Saturdays and Sundays, that I either wasn't getting the attention that I needed to figure out the crazy math on my old car and getting into the new car, because they were impatient. They either wanted to get down to business and get me out of there, or get an easier deal from someone walking in on the lot. I know at one dealership I went to, it was so busy, literally there were people in a waiting area to see car salespeople. That was insane. It was on a Saturday night. So I walked out and frustrated because I was there with my checkbook ready to go, and didn't get to buy a car that day. So the next day, I'm back at car dealers again, and they're doing the whole dance. Yeah, we'll be right with you in a minute. The sales manager's swamped and busy while the salesperson's running back and forth. He's taking his time. I'll tell you, there's a psychological thing that happens with salespeople and sales managers when they have a lot of customers in their dealership. They're less likely to work with you. It's just obvious. They feel a little cocky, a little strong. They're hashing deals out back to back to back. They're probably not going to be as flexible. So what I figured out after that weekend of frustration and a month of driving around and visiting dealers and feeling like I really was getting jerked around quite a bit is, finally on a Monday, I had some meetings cancel, and I called up a dealership in Huntington Beach, drove down to that dealership. They pulled my car out. They said they'd pull the car out. Drove down to the dealership. Car was waiting for me. I was the only guy in the whole dealership on Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. The only person there. There was a line of sales managers and finance people. There were 4 or 5 salespeople there. The kid that helped me, awesome guy. He's going to go very far in his life. Sharp kid, but new to sales, new to car sales. He just wanted to get a deal done, like I did. So we got that done. What I told him when I went in there is, hey, look, here's my payoff on my other car. I need to get out of that. I want that black car, and I'm going to order a pizza. And if I'm expecting it 30 minutes or less. If we don't have a deal in concept and a handshake, then I'm leaving. If we make a deal on price, then I'm good. I'll stay as long as it takes to wrap the deal up. But that pizza shows up, I'm out. I'm gone. So let's not dance around with the Foursquare. He pulled the Foursquare out and started writing all the math down and doing the, will you commit to this price? Will you commit to that? Look, I said, stop. Look, this is what I can pay. This is my payoff. If you can't do it, let me know. I'm going to go back to work. And he went back and forth with the sales manager, and I got to tell you, in like literally 2.5, maybe 3 iterations, we had a deal, and I was blown away. I will tell you, the deal that I got at this dealership was close to, I would say, probably about a $4,000 to $5,000 difference than the other dealership when it came down to payment. And by the way, for those of you who say, why don't you pay cash? Why? Because I'm getting like a 3.5% interest rate. I'm going to use someone else's money for 3.5%. That's why I do it this way. So bottom line is, Monday morning, they were ready to make the deal. Now, the second strategy that I accidentally discovered is when I gave them my payoff, it was like 7 days old. It was still valid, but I had made a payment. And I knew that the loan would have adjusted, and it just didn't hit me when I was in the dealership that I should call and find out how much it adjusted. So after we had the deal, I called and got the payoff, and it was $500 less. So when I went back to the finance guy, I said, hey, real quick, my payoff's $500 less. Well, we were done negotiating, so they couldn't go back into that mode. They just simply had to reduce my payment, or reduce my down payment, or let me get some cash back. Bottom line is, after all that minimal haggling, I was able to get the payment dropped another $8 or $10 or something. So that was kind of cool. On top of it all, I will just tell you that going to a dealership that does volume, high volume, probably is a better strategy. Now, here's the deal. The experience is going to be different. Having bought other cars, very high-end cars over the years, I'm used to walking in and being offered water and donuts and you name it. They treat you really good. At these high-volume dealers, no, it's a mess. There's cigarette butts all over the parking lot. I mean, the dealer's kind of dirty and messy, and you're out in the open and wrestling with the salesperson, and it's a very different kind of process. And you can tell these guys are rough and tumble sales guys, and they're going to jam you. And there's these. It's just a different feeling and emotion when you're in this dealership. I let all that go. I took all that out of my head, and I just focused on getting the deal on my car. And in that situation, my gosh, it worked. Now I had to settle for, not getting the big stereo system. That's okay. I can put that in. But I got everything else I wanted in that car, and I'll tell you, the other dealership that I literally was talking to on Sunday that told me what my payment was going to be on a base model Scat Pack, base model, I mean, didn't have any of the important features that I wanted, turned out I got the same exact payment, actually a little bit less, same down payment, same everything, for this car with all the features that I wanted. The number one feature that I wanted was the remote start. Look, it's a black car. It's going to be hot. In the summertime, I want to be able to have that thing nice and cool when I get into it. Besides, I like walking up and starting that motor up. It's just really cool, isn't it? So that was a non-negotiable for me. The last dealership was saying, well, for another $900, we can put it in for you. Look, I'm just telling you, go during the week. By the way, also, end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year, always is a good strategy as well. I happen to have all these things going for me at that time. And then getting right to the point with the person. Getting right to the point. So I'm not saying necessarily go in there and overinflate your payoff, because they could probably check it out. I know they could have at this Dodge dealership, because I was with Chrysler. But they didn't. So when they did the deal, because I condensed it into a shorter period of time, I was able to actually get even better deal on the car. Also, tier bumps on financing and interest rates. Don't settle with the first interest rate. I kept telling them I'm not. I know what my FICO score is. I know that I can get I know what rate I can get out there in the open market. So don't come at me with that higher interest rate. It's got to be this rate or lower. Period. And just cut out all. And I'm going to walk out if you try to hit me with a higher rate. So getting all that out of the way up front, and going to a dealer when they have tons of time and to focus on your deal, and you've got somebody there that's probably not the number one salesperson in the dealership who wants to get a deal out of the way to be the number one salesperson in the dealership, man, that ended up working great. So hopefully these ideas help you. And, you know, look, don't make the mistake I made and buy the wrong car. Shop, look for the right car, and I'll tell you, if it's a Scat Pack, you'll be happy. This thing is amazing. You know what? I keep thinking about doing those videos. 5 things I hate about my Scat Pack. I can't find anything yet, other than washing the car every day, but hey, that would be any black car. So thanks for watching, and take care.